Welcome back to Life Lessons. We are here today with the Lewis couple along with their daughter, and they are here to give us some advice, some life lessons, I guess you could say. It is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and this is something that your family's been dealing with over the past how long?
So we believe that he is more based on trauma. He fell about 17 years ago off of a 16-foot ladder and landed head first. So over the course of the last 14 years, mild, small little insinuendos that he was having some issues with his memory. And about 3 years ago, he was outside walking and a car did not see him and hit him and ran over his legs and crushed him. So since that time, very aggressive, very traumatic, and accelerated his dementia to where it brought us here today.
Oh my gosh, that's two horrible events.
Yeah, so it's kind of, the last 3 years have been very difficult because we weren't sure if he was going to walk, the therapy, the surgeries, getting him back to him actually walking is kind of actually a miracle. His leg's actually pretty much powder.
Wow, well yeah, minutes ago, Lamont was walking in with his cane, of course, but he made it over here. So what has all of this taught you for other families that might be watching that have their parents, advance in age? As children, what has this taught you and what have you learned?
Patience. And learning how to take deep breaths, because sometimes it is very challenging because he's fascinated with moving something or fascinated on a topic, and he will go and go and go and go until it's almost to a point where it's crippling the rest of us because he's has struggled, and it's his way or no way until that is to his satisfaction. And sometimes it's a heavy object. We're trying to keep him from hurting himself or tripping, and so it's really hard when we are faced with those challenges and we're trying to get his mind to think, I don't need to move that because it's really heavy and I could fall and trip, where he is, no, I am going to move this because this is where I want it. And getting him kind of out of that frame of mind has been very hard. And as far as other factors, it's just, you've just got to kind of find that patience and that happy medium where we can let him do his thing, but yet not know that we're going behind his back and changing things because he will notice, and it's hard.
Moving into a place like MorningStar can be a big step for a lot of families because you need the support, you need the help, you need the staff, but you also realize it's a change. When did you all decide as a family to take that leap?
Well, in November, my mom had back surgery, so we knew that with his frame of mind and what he was going through, that with her back surgery and the intensity of the surgery that she needed, we knew that we were going to be on 24/7. So we kind of thought, okay, we'll be there, and we, between me and my sisters and my brothers, we just kind of all took our part. And about 4 days into it, we asked my mom, we're like, what the crap? Because really, he's up all night, hallucinating, acting out, trying to save the children behind the fireplace. Like, all of these things kind of come at head at night. Obviously, we know that that's sundowners, and that's when dementia and Alzheimer's kind of come out, is more at night.
And you didn't know he had been doing this?
We knew a little bit because after his surgeries, he went through a big spell of all of these big-time hallucinations where we had to almost readmit him because they were so intense. But at that point, we're like, okay, let's just keep on. And so we were 24/7 for about the week of Christmas, and then my mom finally decided we got to make a change. And that transition was very, very difficult for her and for us because as a family, we've been trying to keep both of them safe and find ways to keep him at home as long as we could. Fortunately, I was on shift and he fell and hit his head and ended up having a small brain bleed, and next thing we know is we're admitting him into MorningStar. So, because they said the transition was going to be too hard to take him home and then transition him out of the house into MorningStar when we just knew that this was probably going to be the best place for him.
But I would imagine too, it's got to be a huge sigh of relief for you now in many ways, having him here. And did you move in too?
Pardon?
Did you both move in?
No.
Okay.
No, so she's still at home.
Okay.
It is a sign of relief just for the fact that we know he's on schedule.
Yeah.
He has a routine. He's social. You know, the aides, and he loves to talk. He goes back to that timeline and he gets engaged and he loves talking and telling his stories because, you know, he just has a lot of stories to tell. And as much as I think any resident does, you know, they all have their stories and I think it's just nice that the aides can gear in and listen and be that support that we can't, in addition to being their friend and helping him where he needs to be, because when he does fall or if he does hurt himself, we're to a point where we want to be the visitors and not the caretakers anymore, and show our love and support in other ways and have MorningStar and the aides that have helped take away that role a little bit so that we can enjoy his time when we're here.